The following program may contain strong language and mature content. Viewer discretion is advised.
Former Miss USA declared dead at 30 years old. Whoopi Goldberg suspended for 2 weeks after making anti-Semitic comments. And honey, Riri is pregnant with A$AP Rocky's child. So go get your cocktails, get your little snack, and come back because you're watching the Danyol Jaye Show. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Danyol Jaye, host of the Danyol Jaye Show, and we are live here at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time here on the West Coast. You are watching a show produced and run by Pyro Media Network. Make sure you get into it. Click the subscribe button and also click that little bell, honey, so that you get notifications on all the shows on Pyro Media Network. Child, it's been a day. I'm tired. Okay, I'm fucking tired. But let's get into this today, okay? We have things to talk. Shout to all my material worlds. We have things to talk about. Can I just say that my intro is so fucking amazing that it makes me want to learn how to Vogue because I just want to duck walk and do the things, and my fat ass can't do that. Shout out to Pyro and to my executive producer, Kwame Corbett, for slaying the Danyol Jaye Show intro. Okay, look. Last week, we had some heavy news. This week, I got fucking heavy news, and it's not my fucking fault. Miss Former USA Chesley Christ has been declared dead at the age of 30. Now, seemingly, allegedly, she jumped from her high-rise home in New York City. She was announced or declared dead when the ambulance got to the scene. Just hours before this happened, she had posted on her social media, beautiful picture of her looking gorgeous, and it said, "I hope that you find rest and peace." Apparently, there was a letter stating that she was leaving everything to her mom and that she just, she couldn't do this anymore. I am just, oh my God. When I saw this come on my social media timeline, it was the heaviness. It was the heaviness of knowing yet another Black face is dead by suicide. And now, granted, we don't know what a person goes through. She was a commentator. She was a reporter, journalist. Like she's had a career. She has interviewed all kinds of people. She was on Entertainment Tonight, and she's had things. She's done all the things. Beautiful girl, just amazing career. And so many people I've seen the comments saying, you don't know what people are going through. You don't know what's happening. Some about this shit don't feel fucking right to me. To me. I get that we all have our thing. We all have, ups and downs, depressions. We go through anxiety. We go through all kinds of shit, right? But usually there's at least one person, maybe 2 or 3, that kind of know that we're kind of in that cycle. We look at, Robin Williams. His wife knew. You know what I'm saying? We can look at all kinds of different people where there was at least one person that knows, and it's really hard for me to just take that this beautiful, young, talented, brilliant Black woman just took her life. It just doesn't feel right in my spirit. I don't know her personally. I don't know what her navigation of life was like, but it just doesn't feel right to me. I feel like there's something else behind the veil, something else at play. And all I can say to her family, her friends, her loved ones is that my heart is with every single one of you. Unfortunately, I know what it is to lose someone that way. And I've also been on the side, and I think I mentioned this last week when we were talking about Regina King's son, Ian. I've been on the side of contemplating it and thinking maybe I would be better, if I weren't here. Dawn says it does seem very shady that there is no evidence of prior issues. And that's the part. It's like something doesn't add up. Everything is just too for those of you who get this reference, you'll get it. For those of you who don't, just go with me. It's too perfect a death, if that makes sense. Everything lined up way too perfectly. And usually when you have something that goes on like that and it's just perfect in that situation, where it's like you post this a few hours, then there's a letter, then you're gone. Like it doesn't add up to me. So if there is foul play at hand, I do hope that someone does an investigation and gets to the bottom of it. If in fact it really was just a death by suicide, I hope that she is resting in peace and power. Moving on, Whoopi Goldberg, honey, she's on everybody's list right now. And ABC and The View, I have a bone to pick with your caucus ass, okay? Whoopi Goldberg was on The View. They was talking about the Holocaust. And Whoopi Goldberg said out of her mouth that the Holocaust was not about race, okay? That it was about man's inhumanity towards man. Joy said, well, the Nazis considered them an inferior race of people. Boom. Apparently, this pissed off the Jewish fucking community. And some hoity-toity fucking official of the Jewish community corrected her and said that, in fact, Jews are considered a race of people. Now, look, this is not the fucking History Channel, so I'm not going to give you a history lesson. But I am going to go out on a limb and say there is a huge difference between race, ethnicity, color, and culture. And the last fuck time that I checked, when I go to fill out an application in this country, in present day America, the options given to me do not say Black, white, Asian, Jew. It don't say that in the race category. It don't. Last time, and you can have Black Jews, you can have Latin Jews, you can have white Jews, and not all Jewish people is, white with curly hair and fucking freckles on their face. Being Jewish kind of crosses color lines and ethnicities. You know what I'm saying? And so I personally don't feel that what she said was incorrect. The Holocaust was white folks who didn't like another kind of fucking white folks. But when you talk about race and what that construct means in this country, it becomes a very sticky subject. Now, I understand that Jewish people basically own fucking everything. And anything that you say that sounds anti-Semitic, child, you're damn near gonna lose your career. And so Whoopi apologized. She said, you know what? I should have said both. I was misinformed. Okay, all of that. Whether you feel like she should have apologized or not, that was her shit. Here's where my problem lies. In the 2022nd fuck year of a Black History Month, Y'all decide to suspend one of the only black women on your show for being misinformed. She didn't say anything that was derogatory. She didn't say it with any malice. She was simply, probably, allegedly misinformed. And y'all cancel the black bitch while in Black History Month. Okay? But across that fucking table is a white bitch named Meghan McCain that has said all kinds of caucus shit out of her mouth about black folks, about Latin folks, about gay folks. And not one single solitary fuck iota of a time did they ever force her to go 2 weeks on break to think about what the fuck she said. And so I have a problem that even though we are in Black History Month, this is just a reminder that the caucasity of people are always going to find a way to put black folks in their place. And I will say this to you, Whoopi. I don't think you meant anything malicious by what you said. And there are a lot of us out here who we know history. We know the history of migration. We know the history of colonization. Like, we know history. And we don't think that what you said was necessarily incorrect. We damn sure don't feel like it was worth you being suspended for 2 weeks over. At the end of the day, there is talk that she's thinking about leaving the show, period. And I think it's time. And wherever you go, child, the people will follow. And to ABC and to The View, fuck y'all, you raggedy bitches. Because I remember that shit that Barbara Walters pulled with her white ass when Star Jones was no longer on the fucking View, and then you come back next season with a promo talking about you're all stars to me. Bitch, bye. Okay? Oh, microaggressive ass. I can't. In better fucking news, child, Rihanna is pregnant. Y'all bitches ain't getting no album. Suck it. Okay? For all of y'all that was waiting on the album, you ain't getting one. Dawn says, oh my God, I so agree with you on that. Seriously, are we still doing this, people? It's discrimination, period. Riri pregnant, y'all. Yes, she allowed A$AP Rocky to shoot all that baby batter up into her orifice, and she is with child. She's with child. And the people are just, I mean, some people called it when she was at the Met Gala, because there was a lot of talk about at the Met Gala that she wore, you know, her outfit because she was probably had a baby bump. And everybody like, no, she's not pregnant. No, she's not pregnant. Child, all of a sudden we see her and this man walking down, you know, an organized trip down New York. And she got this fucking puff pink jacket on and the belly is showing in the beads. And you, let me just say, side note, you raggedy bitches took every opportunity you could to put your ass in a puffy pink jacket just so you can mimic this shit. And some of y'all wasn't even pregnant. You just got big bellies. And not that I'm fat shaming, honey. Let it be out. You know, show it. Put the dress on, bitch. But I mean, goddamn, let the photo circulate a little bit before you try to mock the fucking style. There is speculation that there are some clues about whether she's having a binary boy or a binary girl. You know, we don't know if it's going to be a non-binary child. Whatever she has, we just hope that it's healthy. But there is talk that it might be a binary girl and that she did have on a pink jacket. So some people are alluding to the fact that she might know what the assigned sex at birth will be. But all I can say is I'm happy for her. Now, a lot of people are dragging the fuck out of A$AP Rocky. And I'm going to tell all y'all to shut the fuck up. Because some of y'all are single with no man and you couldn't keep the man you had. So shut the fuck up, and here's why. When you down a man or relationship like that, when you look at him and say, oh, he only there because she got the $1 billion pussy and he's beneath her and he's not good enough, you really are talking about her because she chose to be with the motherfucker. So if he ain't shit and she chose to be with her ain't shit, nigga, what the fuck that make up? So you might as well just shut your fucking mouth and be happy about the child that she's getting ready to have. Riri, A$AP, honey, invite me to the fucking baby shower. Let me know where I can send the gift, bitch. Because these Savage 50 baby clothes is about to be sickening. Sick-a-fucking. But the last thing that I want to talk about is IG and TikTok, honey. There is a lot of conversation happening on IG and TikTok in regards to them restricting funds from their content creators of color. I raised my hand because I just so happen to be one of them. So I make a little coin on IG, right? I got a little following, I got little things, I got the ads going up, the badges that come in, you got the real bonuses. And all of a fucking sudden, Instagram told me that I am no longer eligible to make money from the real bonuses. And the only way that I know that you can be ineligible is if you have had 3 violations while doing the bonus. I do not have 3 violations doing the bonuses. And I racked up a nice little bill paying check for January, right? So here I am in February getting ready to do that shit again, and they hit me with the you're ineligible. And so I went and did a little research, and there are a lot of content creators, both on Instagram and the TikTok platform, that have been complaining about the fact that as soon as they start making money that's worth, that, you know, is worth some shit, that the platform wants to restrict them in ways, or their videos start getting suppressed, or their videos start getting reported and things get taken down, comments are then reported. And so there's this large conversation happening over social media as to why that is. So if you are any kind of lawyer, class action lawsuit lawyer, you reach out to me, okay? Reacheth out to I at info@onajspot.com. Hit me up on social media, because is there a class action lawsuit we can file for those of us who are BIPOC individuals? Because all these little mediocre caucasity motherfuckers out here just doing random shit that's discriminatory as fuck, but they got millions of views and millions of followers and millions of fucking dollars. I'm not with it. So Instagram, TikTok, get your shit together, okay? Oh my God. Okay, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to get into the reigning reviews. Honey, I got to talk about the Janet doc. I got to talk about the latest episode of Love and Hip Hop Family Reunion. And then, of course, we are talking about doing Black history the wrong way. And I'm going to be diving into some discussions that I've been seeing online regarding Black History Month and just the whole conversation surrounding Blackness and Black intersectionality. So make sure you go refill your cocktail, get you some snacks, because I expect you right back here, right after this commercial, to see more of the Danyol Jaye Show. Welcome back to the Danyol Jaye Show. Remember, if you want to be a sponsor for this show, or if you want to be a sponsor for any show on our network, make sure you hit up info@pyromedianetwork.com and get all of your questions answered in regards to how you can support Pyro Media Network. All right, let's get into these reigning reviews. Okay, so everybody has been talking about this Janet Jackson documentary. And let me just say that I took a minute to watch it, okay? And I'm still technically not done. I still have like maybe another 25 minutes of the second of parts 3 and 4 to get through. But it's just been on everybody's lips. And I have to say, I'm still a little shocked that Janet Jackson has chosen to do this documentary, partly because we know her to be such a private person. And we know that there's a lot attached to just the Jackson name, the Jackson family, all the things that Michael had to go through and being in media and being scrutinized. And so the only things that we really know about Janet are her music and the things that she has chosen to share, along her career. But baby, let me tell you, some of this shit, I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, Janet, now I know you're trying to be nice and kind-hearted, and you're trying to be a good Jehovah's Witness Christian woman. Okay, you trying to get to heaven, honey. You trying to see them pearly gates, and that's fine. But I just have some fucking questions. Okay, let's talk about her daddy, Joe Jackson. Now, she gave her daddy a lot of she gave her daddy a lot of slack. She gave her daddy a lot of love, and she painted him. She said, he's not this tyrant. Yes, he disciplined us. Yes, he had this way of doing things, but he had a vision for us. And if it were not for my dad, we would not be where we are. And I'm thankful for my career. I wouldn't have my career. And then she said that punishment and discipline without love is tyranny, and a tyrant her father was not. But we all know that the stories of Joe Jackson, child, come off a little abusive, come off a little harsh, come off like he was beating that ass for no fucking apparent reason, okay? And even with, was it Tito? It was either Tito or Randy. One of them talked about how he didn't get something right and his daddy just beat the shit out of him just because, he got all the rest of these things right, but it was one question or answer he was studying for. He didn't get it right and his daddy just beat the shit out of him just because. And I'm like, okay, now, bitch, that sounds like fucking abuse. Now, I know you love your fucking daddy and he ain't no longer here and you don't want to talk ill of the dead, but the truth is the fucking truth. But here's what I will say. I always wondered, if your dad wasn't who he was, let's just say he wasn't that hard on y'all. Let's just say he wasn't that controlling. That's a good word. Do you honestly think that your talent wouldn't have gotten you where you are today? Do you really I always want to ask people that do you honestly feel like there wasn't another way that could have gone? Could he have done it different? But I get it. That's her dad, and she loves her dad, and she doesn't want to say anything necessarily disparaging about her family or her father. But child, we all saw the fucking movie, okay? We all saw the fucking American Dream, okay? Not to say that that's all the truth. We know that it was inspired by. But we still got fucking questions. Let me get into these marriages. Okay, 17, she's trying to break away from her father. He's controlling her. She don't got no say in her first fucking album. She didn't like the picture. She didn't like shit. And she said, the only way I thought I was going to get the fuck up out my daddy's way was if I got married. And so she she married James DeBarge of the DeBarge family. Now, I'm not one to tell a motherfucker how they need to dress and who they fucking need to be. But when they showed that fucking wedding photo of Janet and James had that fucking cool-out curler dang that was sitting on the fucking side with the swoop back ponytail and that fucking pancake 36 foundation on his fucking face, I said, well, bitch, who's the bride? Who the fuck is the bride? You got more makeup on than your wife, sir. You got more fucking makeup on than your wife. And I was confusion. In my mind, I was confusion. And then I thought about it and I said, well, maybe back then that was just the style. Maybe that's why they talk about light skin so bad, because they were looking at the fucking DeBarge family and this fucking eyeliner and shit. If that's what you want to wear, that's fine. Little Richard did it. And, they say Little Richard got all kinds of pussy. But, did he get a little dick on the side? I just be wanting to know. And so I looked at James and I said, now, James. James. Y'all, I can't hold it. Hold on. James, were you being honest with yourself, Puddin? Okay. Did you want a little tinkle in your booty? I be wanting to know shit like that. Cause I mean the face was beateth on that way. It had this little bow tie, and it was the bang for me, baby. It was the bang for me. But she went on to say how James had a drug problem, and apparently all the DeBarge brothers went to jail on some drug fucking charges. And she said something that really kind of hit me in a serious note. She said, I have a tendency. She said, I don't know if it's because I just like to help people. She said, but I have a tendency to fall in love with people who are addicted to drugs. And that fucking hit me in my heart. And I said, that's some real shit. Because a lot of us have been in that cycle. A lot of you are in that fucking cycle. And let me just say that if you are in that cycle, please understand. Kwame, did you got the wedding picture? Kwame, if you got the wedding picture, put out the wedding picture. Look at that baby! Look at that fucking face! Look at that deep motherfucking face. That was back when our faces didn't match our skin tone. Look at Janet. She about a whole shade brighter in her fucking face than she is in that fucking clavicle bone she got. But look at fucking James with that pink ass fucking bow tie. Boy, I tell you. Babe, look, that white man don't even want to look that way. He said, I don't want to say shit. I don't want to say shit. You know, I don't want to say shit. He looking like Janet, check his back door. Check his back. God damn it. I will say, though, he was a very handsome man. He was a very fucking, that fucking bang. Y'all don't fucking understand how that just tickles my soul. It tickles. That shit tickles my soul something terrible. Okay, get James' ass out of here. Child, James, what the fuck was with that bang? God damn it. Now, there were some clips of them, you know, and there were moments when you look at him, you go, he's a really handsome nigga. But I mean, god damn, boy, you was a pretty bitch. I mean, I just didn't. It was that photo right there was much for me. Don said, honestly, all the DeBarge brothers kind of give me these vibes, and they talk so. Me and Janet, you know, I was shy and she was shy, and I think that really just, you know, it really just really connected us because you know, I like. We were just shy together and we learned and we grew. Child, get it. Janet, was the dick good? Did you get in the dick? Girl, did you get some DeBarge dick? Okay. Was it good? Was he piping? Okay. Shit, that's what I fucking want to know. But anyway, back to what the fuck she said. I think that's so powerful, especially for partners who are like Janet, who feel like they're always in a position to help and to heal and to fix, and, you know, the fixers of the world. Baby, you have got to learn you can't fix nobody but you. And no matter how, and for those of us that have gone through that experience, reach out to these motherfuckers that are in that experience. Share your experience with them. Let them know that I've been down this road. It don't lead nowhere. It leads to heartbreak and fucked up credit, girl. And it almost leads to a foreclosure on your house because this motherfucker gonna spend all the money in this bitch and refinance this bitch just to get high, bitch. It's not worth it. Let it go. Let it walk the fuck out the door. And that ended. And so what else? Marriage photo, the child that bang. Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. Okay. Now, Jimmy Jam and Terry, I don't know why they continue to choose this fucking Blues Brothers ass outfits. I don't fucking know. But when they showed them in the studio, I was so happy that they didn't have that fucking suit on. I said, oh, so you bitches did wear regular clothes at one fucking point. But there was in a band called The Time, okay? Everybody let the walk in. Okay, with what's his name? With Morris, what the fuck was his name? Morris some shit. He was a protege of Prince. They used to open for Prince. If you saw Graffiti Bridge, you know who the fuck they are. There was a moment in the studio with Jimmy and Janet where Janet goes into the studio and he says, you know, I need you to re-record this part because it's just not giving. And Janet said, okay. So she gets in the booth and she's singing and he's like, and he keeps stopping, just making all these noises. She's like, well, what the fuck? She says, okay, well, give me something. Like, what's really going on? And he said, it's the energy. I just need you to give me the energy. And he's being a real asshole. And so Terry come in, and him and Terry start having this little conversation, and they laughing. And Jenny says, what the fuck you laughing at? I mean, you got me over here singing all this. I've been singing all day with a heck 4-5 songs done, and you keep telling me it's not the right shit, and I don't know what the fuck to do because you're not telling me, and you're out here laughing. What you fucking laughing about? And he tells her, well, you're the artist. You know how to sing. You know what it needs. And I just wanted to take that fucking ponytail and I wanted to wrap that motherfucker around his throat and choke his black ass. Because this is the type of shit that has always gone on in the industry when it comes to black women, when it comes to women, period, but specifically black women. And it irritates me even more when black men perpetuate this type of environment with black women. Just because she's a woman and just because she's the artist, she is not something that you can control. You are working on her project, motherfucker. She is the name. And if she don't fucking make it, bitch, you don't fucking make it. At the end of the day, if her album don't come the fuck out and make no coin, nigga, you don't make no fucking coin. So you put some respect on her motherfucking name. I don't care how young you think she is, how experienced you think she is, but that shit just bothered me. I mean, when I tell you it irked the deepest, darkest, curviest crevice of my most inner iridescent ass, oh, I was touched. I was tired as a motherfucker. So Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, and then to see him in the interview try to make us say, oh, well, I didn't really feel like we were arguing, because we were just so close. Nigga, you in that moment, you are a misogynistic ass pig, and you need to acknowledge that shit, okay? Give a fuck what you're talking about. Now, these are the parts of the show that I have not seen yet, but I've had the conversation with people who have seen it in regards to Jermaine Dupri. Jermaine, now I'm going to say this. Back in 2003, I was with an organization. I was a participant of an organization. And every year they had this huge gala. And Janet was the honoree of that year's gala. And your boy had the opportunity to sing one of Janet's songs. It was supposed to be the grand finale. I was supposed to come out, sing a few bars, do a little ad lib, do our pop pop. And so as I'm on the stage in the wings, Janet and Jermaine Dupri are standing there. Now, Janet looks every bit of beautiful in person as she is on the TV and in her albums. And I'm 5'10". She had to be about she had heels on, so maybe she's about 5'6". 5'7", maybe. And Jermaine looked like he got dressed in his daddy's closet back in Munchkin Land. God bless him. And I remember going on stage and I did my little bit and I actually went and took Janet's hand and brought Janet on stage with me. And I was singing to the Janet Jackson. Bitch, I was 17 or 18. It was everything to me, right? But let me say this to Jermaine's ass. When you are a resident of Munchkin Land, I don't care how bad a producer you are, how many albums you done had made. When you get with the Janet Jackson and you decide that you want to fucking cheat, I have declared you a fucking psychopath. You need to be medically fucked. What the fuck is wrong with you? You got the baddest bitch in the game. And your short ass got the fucking tautacity to think, to ponder upon the thought in a wonderful, whimsical fuck way that you can do better. The tautacity for me was too fucking tall, and you should have stayed within your height range because I just can't. At the end of the day, I think before we go to commercial, I do want to hit this point. She goes on, from what I heard, again, I got like 30 minutes that I need to watch, but apparently she goes on to say, talking about the whole Super Bowl situation, where she forgives Justin, okay? Look here, that's all good and fine for Janet. But me and we, the community, Justin, fuck you. Fuck you. And because Yes, you were an artist in that moment, but you were a white artist and you had influence and you had privilege. And the fact that you remained silent, did not have her back, did not stand up for her, and let her on her own take whatever the fuck backlash that she got. And then your ass gets invited back to the fucking halftime show and still didn't say, you know what? I ain't doing it if Jenna don't do it. Fuck you. You appropriating ass little caucus ass boy. Fuck you. Okay? Because you another one cheating on your fucking wife. We already seen how the fuck you did Britney. So we don't want no fucking apologies after this fucking documentary, because I guarantee you, Black Twitter will drag your ass. But we are going to take a small break. When we come back, I'm going to touch lightly on the Love and Hip Hop latest episode of the Family Reunion Part 2. And then we're going to dive into our conversation, Doing Black History Wrong. All of that and more when we come back right here on the Danyol Jaye Show. And we are back with the Danyol Jaye Show. We got one more reigning review to go over. Honey, Love and Hip Hop Family Reunion. I'm going to swift through this real quick because I do want to get to our main topic today. I told you the last time. Every time I fucking watch this show, it is just proof to me that everybody in this motherfucking show need therapy. So Amina Tower and Peter Guns, they have a whole blowout conversation, and I can't fucking for the life of me understand why Amina got to scream so fucking much. I mean, that bitch get upset, and every single octave that bitch can reach in a vocal tone, she takes in an argument. And I just be like, I was with Tara, bitch, shut the fuck up. Shut up. Why are you screaming? Let's have a conversation. Now, I get the kumbaya fuckness of Peter Guns trying to get them all together because he's like, you know, we're family. We have kids. Me and Tara have kids, this, that, and the other. And he got kids from, you know, a whole bunch of other bitches. But at the end of the day, I still feel like it was not Amina's place to say anything about this fucking ladybug costume shit. If it affected you back then and you didn't say shit then, bitch, let it go. It's not your fucking son. Let it go. Okay? Furthermore, if you needed to have that conversation, there was such a better way to have the conversation. And I understand when people who don't always speak up or they feel like they're being silenced, they always have to pick that moment to kind of like go rah-rah reptar. But girl, no, that wasn't it. At the end of the day, I don't think that Peter Guns is homophobic. or queer phobic or queer hateful or any of that. I think that at the end of the day, he just didn't want his son in a costume that could possibly cause backlash for his son and his son not understand. And like he said in the episode, if my son ever came to me and said, this is what the situation is, I would support him in that. And that just is what it is. So I think that was a good situation in regards to no place and time. Wasn't the right place, definitely wasn't the right time, and damn sure wasn't the fucking right way, Amina. And girl, I mean, I know you all, Latin and shit, and Afro-Latin and Caribbean and extra spicy and shit, girl, but look, you ain't got to fucking yell all the goddamn time. My God. All right, Cisco and Safari, child, this was the funniest piece of bitch assness I have ever seen in my fucking life. First of all, Cisco, you can't hit the side of a fucking barn if that bitch was staring you straight in the fucking face. There is nothing about Cisco that makes me scared or makes me go, ooh, he gonna whip my ass. Not nothing. Not nothing. Absolutely nothing. A nigga in a too tight white tee and some fucking skinny jeans with some Vans on, bitch, you are not gonna be able to thug me out and make me think that you're gonna whip my ass. So when he came up to Safari, and Safari's old skinny big dick ass, child, all you good for is fucking. We already know that, because you ain't gonna fight. Every chance that you get to fight, you wait for somebody to push you away, and then you want to, like, boy, bye. So their little interaction over this whole beef, after why Safari didn't come to fucking Cisco's auntie's party birthday, who gives a fuck? Tell your auntie that the nigga is booked, he probably fucking bitches, because he wasn't fucking his wife. And let it be that. God, I at the end of the fucking day, I feel like my favorite people on this fucking show is Shekinah, and I know a lot of people don't like Shekinah, but I like Shekinah because I feel like Shekinah is just, she's straight, no chaser. This is what it is, and this is what you're gonna get, and she's consistent across the board, and I love that shit. Seeing him and Booby, they trying to have a little thing. Erica Mena, get you some therapy. Get you some fucking therapy. That's all I got to get you some fucking therapy. And I just want to say, I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm just different. There is nothing about all of the plastic surgery on this show that is fucking attractive to me. None of it. It all looks disproportionate when you're not in makeup and lights and smoke and mirror. Because when they was at that fucking pool and all them dilapidated asses that was around and but God bless you. If that's what you want to do with your money, have at it. Let's get into this topic, honey. As you know, it is Black History Month within Black History Year, which starts January 1st and goes all the way to December 31st. I don't know what you heard. But in February, we take a moment to really acknowledge the history of Black people in this country specifically. And one of the things that always happens is that companies come and they want to be supportive because they don't want to lose no fucking money and they don't want to lose no fucking customers. And I just, there's a right way and there's a wrong way. And I feel like one of the wrong ways is exemplified in a store by the name of Torrid. Now, if you are a skinny bitch, you probably don't know who the fuck Torrid is, because Torrid is for the big, thick bitches that got more ass and pussy than you do. And so Torrid decided that they were going to put messaging out there that says, Happy Black History Month. We support our Black community. And commenced to have a fucking commercial or an ad with all white bitches in all Black clothing. Oh, Torrid. Baby, that's not how the fuck that works. That's just not how it fucking works. It is always surprising to me when companies try to do things like this, when they try to be culturally aware, culturally sensitive, and culturally inclusive. You got to fucking have the culture in the room. You got to have some of that culture in your fucking decision, your meetings where you make the fucking decisions. Okay, the only line from Hamilton that I can fucking remember: be in the room where it fucking happens. Okay, and you just can't play with it because we're not fucking stupid, and we can see the bullshit. And so You know, I give a shout out to Xbox because I feel like Xbox did it right. You turned on Xbox and you saw, you know, the Pan-African colors on their logo. Wasn't no crazy messaging. Wasn't no, we're not trying to sell you. It was just like, boom, here the fuck it is. And I shout out to Xbox for doing it right. In addition to that, there has been this ongoing conversation since we are in Black History Month regarding a video that alleged Dr. Umar has posted. And he is asking, I say alleged because, you know, back when he had his interview with Roland Martin and he started talking about all these degrees and certificates and colleges that he went to, your boy had to do some research. And I called them fucking colleges and I researched them fucking certificates. And I'm not, maybe I don't fucking know how to use Google and I got the wrong number, but I called all the admissions offices, I called all the alumni chapter offices, and I could not find in any one of the names of the schools that he mentioned in that interview that gave him his degrees and certificates, I could not verify any of the fucking degrees that he says he has. But I will say this, I do believe, because there's a lot of Black folks out there, especially you cishet motherfuckers that love Dr. Umar. And you just, oh, he's so about the Black people and he's so about Black community and he's so about Black this. I'm going to tell you why you feel that way. Because Dr. Umar, allegedly, Dr. Umar, he speaks to the bigotry inside your heteronormativity. That's why you love him so much. Because when we look at Blackness and the intersectionality of it, and we look at Black queer folks, when we look at the Black LGBTQIA plus spectrum of individuals, for Mr. Umar to get his ass on TikTok, on any fucking platform, and ask the Black queer community where the fuck we have been in the movements of Black people in this fucking country, nigga, you got to be tone deaf. You got to be blind and mute and deaf and dumb not to know that Black LGBTQI folks, number one, are usually the first on the fucking lines in these movements. Number two, are the ones creating the fucking movements. And I've heard Umar Johnson speak about homosexuality and queerness and how he feels like the gay Black man, especially the feminine gay Black man, is the destruction within the Black family structure. Let me tell y'all this. For all you motherfuckers out here who think that having a gay person in television and film and in a book or having your child be around some fucking gay folks is going to automatically just rub off gayness on them, let me try to get you some clarity, okay, boo? I grew up in a heterosexual, heteronormative household and fuck society. I grew up watching heterosexual television. I grew up going to heterosexual films. I grew the fuck up reading stories and books and magazines and pamphlets with heterosexuality in it. And I still like sucking dick. So if living and being immersed in heterosexuality did not cause me to be heterosexual, what the fuck are y'all talking about? Because here's the thing, if you feel like we can turn you gay, why not just use the opposite and turn those motherfuckers back straight if that's really what the fuck they want to do? It doesn't work like that. It's not a disease. Queerness has been a part of Black culture far beyond the American slavery migration that we know today. And I'm gonna need y'all halfway pseudo-educated motherfuckers with degrees to stop telling us that homosexuality was brought into the Black family through buck breaking back in slavery. Buck breaking was rape and violence, you ignorant motherfucker, you! Let's not talk about the African king in East Africa who beat the shit out of a whole tribe of Caucasus motherfuckers because they wanted to bring their Christian Bible over and tell them that you being gay is wrong and gonna send you to hell. He told him and his whole village, we gonna whip your ass, whitey, because not in this motherfucker you not. We're going to love who we love, and we're going to protect the ones that we're going to protect, and you're not coming up in here changing shit. as you can see, I get a little passionate because I just can't stand chosen ignorance to fit a narrative that really is overlaying the underlying issue, which is you just don't fucking like gay people. Like, and really, when it comes to Black men, if what I put in my mouth affects you, that is your problem. You don't get to police who I am and what I do because you don't like it. If you don't like gay marriage, don't fucking be in one. Because the idea that every gay man that you know is gay is going to try to hit on you, nigga, half the women don't want your Black ass. We don't want you either. All I'm saying is do some research. And there is a lot of commentary, and shout out to my Black and brown LGBTQIA folks that are on TikTok that have been responding to Umar's video and really educating his ass with some fucking facts. If he chooses to listen and chooses to watch, because again, we have got to get out of this idea that queerness is something that the white man brought into the Black community. That is incorrect. Queerness is not a white construct. It is not a disease. It is not something that can be cause someone to be persuaded into it. That's not what it is. A person who is queer and Black is just that. They are queer and they are Black. They live in that intersectionality. And they are as much a part of the Black community at large as anybody else. They are as much involved in political issues and movements as any fucking body else. They are just as involved in civil rights issues just as anybody else. Let's talk about Baird Rustin. Let's talk about Marsha P. Johnson. Let's talk about the two women who are queer women who started Black Lives Fucking Matter. I can't because I don't have the time. I have to move on. The last thing that I want to hit on is this issue that I've also been seeing, particularly around Black History Month, which is the communal microaggression of colorism. People feeling like because you are light-skinned and or mixed, that you are not really Black and that you do not understand the Black experience. Someone said to me a few days ago in a DM, I think that you're a hypocrite. And I think that you're a hypocrite because you are mixed. You're not really Black. You are Black and Mexican. And it seems like you advocate for Blackness, but you don't really advocate for your Latin side. And I feel like you only advocate for your Black side because it benefits you and you know that the Black community is coming to you for entertainment. And so obviously this bitch's library card was expired and all of the books that she had, she owed fees on it. And so I had to let her know that her library card would no longer be renewed and that this bitch still owed them fees. And I read that bitch from top to bottom, side to side, across and diagonal to filth. Because at the end of the fucking day, you don't get to decide for me how I function in my identity. I've never once in my life ignored the fact that my mother is a Mexican-American woman. I'm very proud to be half Mexican. I am very proud to be half Black. I am proud to know that my father was a Black man from Spring Ridge, Louisiana. Very fucking proud of that. However, my lived experience is more aligned with a Black experience and a Black surrounding than it was a traditional Mexican household. And that is not my fucking fault. And whether you feel like I should go learn Spanish because that's part of my fucking culture, bitch, maybe you need to go read history and learn some shit about the motherfucking land you live in that's not even yours. How about that? And so we have this conversation about colorism because it's still so prevalent in our community, where it's like we are literally sitting and having arguments and debates and conversations about whose slave master is worse, which plantation is worse. Nick, we all are on the same fucking boat. We are all still fighting white supremacy. We are all still fighting the inequity in this country that forces us to push and press harder than anybody has to, because we have to be twice as good to get half as much. And with that, it's going to lead us into hate pudding. If I knew better, I would have worn the shirt that I wore yesterday today. And it basically is a shirt that says, I'm lightly melanated, but I'm hella Black. At the end of the day, as a Black community, one of the major successful tools that has been used against us to keep us from having any type of grand movement in our community and in this country has been division. Keeping us divided, keeping us in this interlock of anger and miscommunication and hatred and violence and vitriol. We all know that without Black bodies in this country would not be what it is. The inventions, the creations, the ideas, from music to film to science to medicine, we would not have the advancements that we have if it were not for Black bodies that were either indigenous people who were here or those from West Africa that were brought here and throughout the diaspora of the slave migration. But at the end of the day, we need to understand that we are all still Black all year round. And what better month for us to learn and unlearn those divisive tools and come together as a unit and unify for a common goal that gets us equity in this country than Black History Month. So I urge y'all who are watching this, who are hearing my voice, unlearn the bias that they taught you. Unlearn the microaggressiveness that they embedded into you, that they indoctrinated you with. Get comfortable with what you don't know and then go learn about it. Because you might find someone amazing. You might learn something that shifts your mindset and shifts your trajectory in life and in your journey. Because at the end of the day, whether you look like me or whether you look like LeBron James or Whoopi Goldberg, Oprah Winfrey, Zendaya, Beyonce, we are all still living an experience that affects us all. Make sure that you tune in next week, because next week I will have, I believe Ben Carlton is going to be here, author and speaker, an amazing author who just put out his book, I'm Black, I'm Gay, and I'm a Preacher. And so we will be talking about him, his journey in writing his book, and of course his business and all the things that he does as an entrepreneur and as a staple within the Black community to advance our people. All of that and more right here on the Danyol Jaye Show next Thursday, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, only on Pyro Media Network. Remember, you are awesome, you are amazing, you are phenomenal in every single solitary way. But if you so choose to be mean, malicious, and cruel, baby, do that shit in a room by yourself and don't you send out no invites. Till next week, I'm your host, Danyol Jaye. See you later.